aboard! All aboard! Ah, well, hello there. So, you're getting on this train, huh? You know, I've been conducting this train for a good couple of years now. Been through a lot with her. I remember the "I got nothing up my butt" incident back in 2019. There was also the Florida man who threw a Bible at a police officer. Oh, and don't get me started about the year 2020. Oh, boy. Ah. So listen, if you're new here, I gotta read this piece of paper for you. It's sort of a legal thing, you know. Here we go. Warning. The following show may feature some adult language and adult scenarios that are not suitable for those under the age of 18 to 21 years old. If you are under this age, please consult your parents and or legal guardians for permission to listen to this show. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Well, with that out of the way, will you still be getting on? Excellent. Well, let me just punch your ticket for you. And welcome to Trademark's Trainwreck.
Beep, beep, beep.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestial Radio, all fan all the time. The beeping man over there is my co-host for the evening, RandomGreymane.
Hello.
So great! You want to explain why your mic quality is a little bit different tonight?
Why I'm beeping? Let's start at the beginning.
Sure.
My legs have neuropathy, which means that there's a lessening of sensation in the nerves. So, on top of that, my right hand foot has been sort of reconstructed. Okay, so it's a little bigger than the average foot. So when I buy shoes, I have to buy a pair of shoes sized for the right foot, which means the left foot has a lot of space in it. Okay? With me so far?
Yep.
Okay. We have a puppy. He took and he collapsed a tennis ball. Okay, broke it in half. Didn't break the cloth covering, but broke it in half.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Stuffed it in the toe of my left shoe. Now, because I can't feel anything, I walked with that tennis ball in my shoe for a week and a half, and it abraded a hole in my second piggy, okay, the piggy that stayed home.
Yeah.
So I get to the doctor. The doctor goes, "Oh crap," and and looks at it. "Oh, we got to get MRIs of this. This is bad." I'm like, "It wasn't that bad a week ago." So he calls in the orthotics guy, okay, the guy that does all the foot and shoe insert and stuff like that. And hello, Shirley.
Hello.
And so he calls in the orthotics guy, and the guy looks at my shoes. He's like, "We got to figure out what happened." And he looks at my shoes and he says, "Do you always walk with tennis balls in your shoe?" And I went, "What?" I literally just I did the what? And he pulls out a tennis ball from the inside of my shoe, from the toe of my shoe, and he had the most confused look on his face, and I'll get you personally a picture. But
Oh, I've seen the picture already.
yeah, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he looked so confused, like he had never ever seen that before. And sure enough, he's like, I've never seen this before. I've seen cat toys, I've seen other stuff. I've never seen a tennis ball. And the, the doc comes over and takes a picture of the toe. He's like, for a future presentation. So he's gonna add it to his diabetic list. Now, the upshot of this, okay.
Mm-hmm.
One, diabetic people, check your clothes before you put them on.
Yes.
Okay, check your shoes. Two, there is an infection in the bone of that toe. Okay, because I literally wore a hole in it, pretty much. So it's got to be removed. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am talking to you from a CPU room at the local hospital. Okay, and the surgery is tomorrow. All right. It's not a big deal. Okay, it's not going to affect my balance because of which toe it is. Okay. Um, it's just a thing at this point. But
Yeah.
the ugliest circumstances ever, okay, for causing this problem, would only happen in my life. So that's it. I do
Freaking
have
little dog.
A little dog who's
You know,
ironically named Sucks.
yes, his name is Socks, but we've named him we've nicknamed him Toe Killer for the week.
Hmm.
Anyway, we do have some good news though. I am no longer unemployed.
Oh, excellent.
I got the approval. I went to get fingerprinted before I came to the hospital. Okay, I went to the fingerprint place first thing in the morning, got fingerprinted. They sent it into a company named Access. Okay, and they do police background checks, state police background checks and stuff. And by the time I'd been waiting outside to be admitted in the hospital, they cleared my background check and said, your start date is today. Oh, okay. So now I am officially a paid caregiver for my daughter who is autistic and will likely never take care of herself. So I'm going to be paid
excellent.
pretty much what I was being paid in my IT job to stay at home and take care of my daughter. So yes, I
That's
am
good.
all for that. But there you go. So yes, that's why my mic quality is not stellar. I am attending from a hospital room.
Well,
Poor
I mean,
Trade.
this
He had
is
to
the
sit here
train wreck, so
Yeah, I mean, it's par for the course. At least your mic quality is not too bad at the moment, actually.
poor Trade. He has to sit there and wait with me while I'm muting while I'm talking to other people and mute while the whole half an hour or whatever it is while I got an ultrasound.
Yeah, there was a period of time before the recording and before you popped in, Shirley, that Gray here was beeping, and I'm just like, ooh, that's gonna be fun to edit. But yes, on a lighter topic, we do have something to discuss because at the time of this recording, it has been a week since May the 4th, and we all know what that means. It was Star Wars Day, and with
well, technically, there are
Bad Mark Hamill references.
two Star Wars days, and some people are even now trying to say there are 3 Star Wars days because there's May the 4th, then
Revenge of the Fifth.
Revenge of the Fifth, but now they're saying that it's supposed to be Duel of the Fifth and Revenge of the Sixth.
No,
A bit of a stretch. But either way, semantics aside, because all three of us have seen it, let's briefly talk about episode 1 of The Bad Batch.
Oh yes.
Just as a quick little warm-up material before the general nonsense of this show. So
AKA
real quick.
titled Snipers Are Dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So episode 1, Aftermath. Quick synopsis. Aftermath. With the title like that, you know what's coming. It's pretty much the aftermath of Order 66. And, before you say, oh, spoilers, I mean, duh.
It's been around.
What
Been
else
around
would...
for a while, guys.
Yeah, it's been a week since the episode's been released when this episode of the Trainwreck comes out.
Yeah, but Order 66 has been around for what, 2 decades at least?
Yeah,
3?
so... But yeah, Order 66 comes around, and of course, things go sideways, and things happen.
Real quick, we should explain what the Bad Batch is. The Bad Batch was a group of clones designated Clone Group 99, and they were classified as, and those of you who are big Clone Wars nerds will know what 99 means. They're genetically defective in some fashion. Now, that doesn't mean that they're inferior. That means that they do not match the genetic identity of all the clones that run through the cloning process.
Yeah, they have enhanced abilities like enhanced intellect, enhanced strength, enhanced senses, just stuff that makes them more unique than your average clone trooper.
Exactly. Yeah. And the Bad Batch are working alongside a group of regs, as they call them, regular stormtroopers. I forgot which system they're on, but it just so happens it's right as Palpatine gives Order 66. And who should be fighting but a certain Jedi Master and a certain Padawan by the name of Caleb Doom. And for those of you who are Rebels nerds, you'll know that's the real name of the character from the show Rebels, Kanan.
Yeah, Kanan Jarrus.
Kanan Jarrus.
So now we get to see the origins of his PTSD.
Now we get to see the origins of his hatred of clones and his PTSD. Although, little bit of a side note here I find funny. In the actual episode where he talks about why he hates clones so much, he mentions how he sees that red armor killing his master, but the armor for Gray, and not you, Gray, the name of the clone commander that was served under his master was named Gray, is green. So there's this theory floating around that Kalen is colorblind.
I mean,
you know
maybe.
what? It wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the Star Wars universe. So...
It would not. I mean, why the hell not? Might as well go for it.
I would totally go with that headcanon.
But either way, as the episode goes on, we get to see how the Bad Batch reacts to Order 66, because for the most part, they're immune to Order 66, except for fucking dickhead McGee Crosshairs.
Crosshair is the one who has the least genetic anomalies within his system. So the inhibitor chip does work a little bit. I mean, not 100%. He can be told to stop, and he will stop with the order.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the rest of the Bad Batch, Hunter, Tech, Wrecker,
Echo,
and Echo, even though he's not genetically deficient, he's more machine now than man.
Yes.
You know what? I laughed so much when they made that reference. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, is Echo Darth Vader now? Is that how that works?
I know, to be honest,
new film theory.
I think Echo's got more. I think
machinery,
he's more
actually.
machine
I think he's got more machinery
than Anakin ever was. Like, Anakin's got all of his limbs, and he has to have a respirator. But Echo is almost like there's very little of him that's not mechanical.
He's so close to being a Cyberman, honestly.
Well, yeah, Echo was effectively a cyber module, is what he is. He literally was rebuilt as part of a machine, so he's basically a central processing unit almost.
Well, was.
So the Order 66 doesn't work on him.
Yeah.
Well, of course not. That chip would have had to have been removed, otherwise the tech group would have not been able to do their programming. Okay, or reprogram it. Okay, because it would have gotten in the way.
Either way, though, not to rush you guys or anything, but like let's move on with the rest of the plot, because we get to see how Order 66.
The Bad Batch returns to Camino, and we get to see the aftermath of the Emperor.
No, you're forgetting about the fact that Bullet Dick Cheese scared Kanan away.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Hunter was trying to help him and figure out what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, but Crosshair
was like, good soldiers follow orders.
But for the rest of the episode, we get to see how Order 66 and the Republic becoming the Empire have pretty much affected the status quo in terms of the clone army.
Right.
It wasn't for. We do know now that Order 66, the inhibitor chips, was not necessarily just them to turn against their Jedi their Jedi Masters, their Jedi Generals. It was to actually completely change their programming, like altogether. Their personalities are complete. They're far more aggressive and never question orders at this point.
They're
it doesn't
very
matter
more
what the order
subservient.
is; they will not question it.
Completely brainwashed.
Yep, absolutely.
Of course, Tarkin's there to not only see how the clones are doing, but also to pretty much say we're putting the kibosh on the clone project, possibly to divert more money to the Death Star.
Well, at this point, the Death Star wasn't a thing yet in Tarkin's mind.
Well,
Well, it kind of was.
The Death Star has always been a thing. It's been a thing since the prequels. You kidding me?
That's right. I keep forgetting about that.
Trade and I actually figured out that there was another project from one of the other books that was competing with the Death Star, and we literally did this off before the show, where we were trying to figure out which project it was. And but yeah, the Death Star has been in development since long before that period of time. So
it's in Rebels. The project that was in competition with the Death Star was the TIE Defender project by General Thrawn.
No, there was another
one,
there was another project in some books that was called the Sun Crusher, which turned the sun into a supernova.
Yeah, the Sun Crusher is basically a black hole generator.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway,
leave him alone. It's fine.
So we go to we go back to Kamino, and we see that the clone army, the Regs, have been completely altered. Like, their personalities are completely changed. They are now good soldiers follow orders, and they don't care what that order is. If that order is to go kill a group of civilians, they'll go do it.
Yeah. Yep. Except the Bad Batch, of course.
Except the Bad Batch. And then we get a look at a new genetically deficient clone, technically a part of the Batch 99, called Omega, a female clone.
Yeah.
How they managed to do that, I don't know, because that's not something you can just, it's a genetic mutation. No, you just don't get a fucking X chromosome in a genetic mutation.
No. Here's the thing. One, the Kaminoans are masters at cloning, okay, and masters at biological, construction. That's what they do, okay. Second, okay, as children, okay, we have both female and male until we develop past a certain point, okay. All it does is take a little bit of a nudge to shove it in one direction versus the other, okay. So very likely, okay, she's probably a Django clone with a lot of modification and just a tiny nudge.
Yeah, that's true.
So
she's got blonde hair.
She is pretty much the only one of her kind, and I think she's I was about to say she was the last clone, but no, that's a lie. I mean, she's got the name Omega, so
she's probably the last modified clone.
Yeah.
Although again, I have a problem with the fact that the Kaminoans didn't have like a batch of clones without the chip sitting in the corner somewhere. Okay. Just as a side thing, I've never known a government, okay, to not have a side bet in the background ever.
But yeah, the rest of the episode is pretty much focused on the Bad Batch coming to terms with the fact that the Republic is gone, and what it's been replaced by is pretty much fucking evil.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
it's like the Empire has wasted no time in just changing things around for their own benefit. Like, there's not, which is kind of surprising to me. I thought there would be like this slow progression, because that's usually how it goes when you move from a democracy to a dictatorship. It's always about, well, you need to do the change slowly and gradually, so people aren't aware.
Oh, the chain's been chewed. Now it's bitten through.
No, I didn't change, not change.
Sorry.
The point is one, we have clones on every planet. Okay, we have, due to the Clone Wars, we have clone garrisons stationed on every planet of the Republic. Okay, all it takes is Order 66. Okay, and all of a sudden you have an invading force on your planet.
Yep.
Okay, and at that point, they have taken whatever space that those clones could do, and they've been fighting a long time, and they're well trained. okay, as opposed to the stormtroopers later, they can easily take a planet, okay? They're designed to. That's what they're designed to. So Palpatine's immediate flip over to, hey, we own everything and you suck, does not surprise me one
I
bit.
guess it's okay.
Okay?
It's not surprising, but again, like in the actual factual history of um, fascism rising to power in places where there used to be democracy, it was always a slow, gradual progression of elimination of rights before it happened. That's how you stop. That's how you like slow down the advancement of rebellions. So, but digress. We find that Tarkin wants to try and send the Bad Batch because they are very good at what they do. But he sends them on a mission to try and test their loyalty, and it's basically to kill a bunch of refugees with Saw Gerrera.
Yeah,
and they fail with flying colors.
Yeah, go kill these children.
Kill these children and old folk.
Yeah,
and these Republic soldiers,
right?
Or at least insurgents that were trained by the Republic. It's basically another Afghanistan.
And everybody but Crosshair's Bonkhead has no problem with not doing that.
Yeah.
So. Unfortunately, Tarkin sends a Imperial probe droid after him and finds out everything, and they're basically gonna imprison them and kill them all.
Yeah, but of course they make their escape, albeit Crosshairs is taken away and fully converted to the Empire, and the Bad Batch pretty much get away with possibly the Empire on their tail. With Omega. They have Omega with them.
Yeah, Omega told them not to come back, period, but they're like, we can't leave that girl there.
Right. They figured out that she was actually a modified clone, and they went, she is another one of us. We need to capture her. Not,
it's actually really funny. One of my favorite bits about that was when Tech was actually going off on that. It's like, what? I thought it was obvious. I'm like, that's kind of a fourth wall break to me.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Either way, okay, they're on the run now, and we're waiting for the next episode. So I'm kind of stoked.
Which probably by the time this episode of the Trainwreck pops up, it's probably on Disney Plus right now. So if you got 2 hours to kill and you haven't seen Bad Batch yet, go watch it.
You know what? If you like Clone Wars,
Dave Filoni, of course, is an executive producer, so continuity will stay relatively good. I mean, we've gotten Tarkin. Tarkin. We got Saw. We got.
Here's how you know that the continuity is still intact, and I'm gonna say this in a way that doesn't have any spoilers. J19. Those of you who are fans of the Clone Wars series will know what J19 is. I'm not saying it for spoilers, but if you're a fan, you know.
Yep.
Well, we should be a bit more specific. Section J19. It's not necessarily planet. It's
section J19. There you go.
Let's move on before we.
Yeah, if you don't know, then you can go research.
Google it. Anywho. With our Star Wars rant out of the way, we had to get that out of our system. We're a bunch of nerds here on Celestia Radio. Even on the Trainwreck here, where we talk about all the dumb internet news that I uncover over the course of a week or so. The structure is the same as always. We have the softcore material, music break, hardcore material, and that's it. But then, we also have the upcoming musical break coming up in just a second. Unless either of you have anything to say beforehand.
Nope. Good so far.
Right. Well, then we'll be right back in just a moment, folks. You're listening to Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio, fan all the time. Except when it's...
You're going to put that where?
Except when it's dogs ruining your feet. Welcome back, passengers, to Trademark's Trainwreck on Celestia Radio, all fandom all the time. It's time to start the softcore material, and oh, brother. We gotta start off with a fucking PSA.
Don't put tennis balls in your shoes?
Well, unfortunately we do, because this is apparently an ongoing issue that I thought we left behind in
2018, 2019?
Oh no, it's not another Gorilla Glue, is it?
It's not another what?
It's not another Gorilla Glue, is it?
Oh, no, not Gorilla Glue. Like I said, this is something I thought we left behind in 2018 to 2019, something like that.
Oh, people are dabbing again.
No, it's worse. Police issue warning about menacing clown in Minnesota town.
Another one?
No,
God,
another one. Not more clown.
the fucking like clown thing got old back in the mid 2000s, guys. God damn.
Yeah, Christ. May 4th. May 4th, 2021. Sorry, Gray, you first before I continue.
Well, the clown thing actually ruined the profession. Okay,
yeah.
For a lot of people in a lot of areas. I mean, that's ridiculous. You couldn't be a clown without having somebody look sideways at you because of these stupid idiots doing menacing clown crap.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
You know what I think ruined it? And this is not me hanging shit on this particular franchise. This is me just putting it out there. I think it ruined it for clowns, honestly.
It was maybe the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
that was nail in the coffin. It was the first nail in the coffin, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's
remember, the It miniseries came out a long time ago.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Clowns were created to be funny. With their goofy makeup and physical comedy, they're supposed to make people laugh, but it seems that more people are afraid of clowns than entertained by them. And in other news, the sky is blue and the grass is green. Now, most residents of the small Minnesota town of Annandale are among those fearing clowns. That's because one has been menacing the area and it's become so creepy that the police have gotten involved. Local government...
People, spay and neuter your clowns.
I think it's spay and neuter your teenage boys.
Yeah. The local government posted a message from the chief of the Annandale Police Department on Facebook. It reads... Annandale residents, concern about a clown in the area have been brought to my attention. The Annandale Police is aware of the situation, and we will continue to monitor the situation. The chief goes on to explain, in order to take any action about individuals who are potentially concerning, we need to justify a legal basis of the terms alarm or annoyance regarding the conduct someone is engaged in. If an actual complaint to the police is not made, it affects our ability appropriately to deal with this situation. This has been, and will continue to be, how we successfully collaborate with our citizens to keep our neighborhoods safe. The top cop concludes his post writing, if you have concerns about the clown or any public safety matter, please, as always, do not hesitate to reach out to us directly. We welcome the opportunity to assist you in these matters.
So you see a clown, say something.
Yeah. Locals who commented on the post claimed to have seen the clown riding a scooter around town, but noted that the strange figure didn't seem to be breaking any laws. Some suspect it's just a young kid who was playing a prank. Duh. But one doesn't think that it's that innocent, writing, People do know who he is. He's doing it to be creepy. I graduated with this kid. Trust me. He isn't doing it to have fun.
What the hell is he doing it for, then?
I don't know, some sick pleasure or some shit.
Sure. Well,
yeah, he's just doing it to be a...
Be a clown, I don't know how this song goes.
I don't think that is a song.
No, I don't think so.
No, basically, like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know what would actually, like, make the kid stop doing this? If you ignored him.
Yeah. Just pretend that there's no clown.
I mean, the only time you need to be worried about this kind of shit is if, like, he's threatening people. Like, just because he's being creepy and weird doesn't mean you need to call the fucking police.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you guys are too soft on him. Okay, when he's used up this many man hours of resources, okay, because he has. All right, I'm the person who wants to do what's called the Narn Bat Squad, okay, which is a Babylon 5 reference, which is basically somebody knocks on your door, okay, you know, who is it? It's the Narn Bat Squad. oh, okay, and he opens the door. Wham, 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 wham. So what you do is get a bunch of people that are dressed up like clowns, complete with makeup, so they can't be recognized. Okay, and then maybe go terrorize the kid as clown. Give him a taste of his own medicine.
Oh man.
I mean, there was years ago, I remember seeing a YouTube video of a failed prank where a guy was walking around Central Park in a terrifying clown outfit, but he was wielding an axe, and it wasn't like a fake axe. This thing was real because he dragged it across the concrete, and it made you could hear. So he would lift it up, and he would start chasing people with it. Now, he never had any intent to harm anyone, but no one else knew that so he kept doing that a few times until he did it to an off-duty cop.
Oh.
Who drew his gun on him, and he basically said, "Put the weapon down." And the guy dropped it and put his hands up. He's like, "I'm sorry, man. It's just a prank. It's just a prank. It's just a prank."
Well, I guess the joke's on
not
you.
A prank. That's not a prank. That's a blade. Okay, that is a slashing device. Okay,
that's
not a joke.
That there is what the police like to call assault with a deadly weapon.
No. That would technically be menacing. It would more likely be classified as menacing, brandishing,
menacing assault, because it technically is assault, because assault doesn't include battery. Okay, which is different.
That is different.
Yeah.
So he probably did get some time, or no, he probably didn't get time. He probably just got some, misdemeanor or whatever. Anyway, but outside of the legal ramifications of this, the kid, I'm not seeing anything in this article that's claiming the kid is doing anything blatantly illegal or harming anybody. He's not carrying a weapon. He's just being an annoying twat.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, but you are right that ignoring him is probably the best, safest option. But once he starts using up a lot of resources like this, there has to be some return on his investment in bad karma.
Well, here's the thing. I just kind of feel like, that's the city's problem. Like, all these people kept calling and bringing this to the attention, and now they're starting to look for this kid. It's like, hey, look, he wasn't doing anything wrong. You guys are the ones who insisted on getting the city, and you're the one asking to use city resources, not him. That's just my personal take on it.
Yeah. It's pretty much,
The point still stands. Stop it with the clown shit. It's 2021. We've had enough bullshit.
Yeah, do something new. Maybe dress yourself up to look like some type of cryptid.
Yeah. Be the fucking Mothman or some shit.
We're gonna get 40 million Mothmen.
I'll take that over fucking clowns.
Why were you late? I couldn't get the car through the group of Mothmen on the road.
Anywho, moving on.
The Mothman stole my sandwich.
Anywho. Next, we have a story about something called a tiny library. Y'all know what that is?
Yeah,
one of those little mailbox things you put on the side of the road and say, take one, leave one.
Yeah.
Right. It's a little thing. They usually look like kind of house library-ish object. It's got one or two doors on it.
Yeah.
And they put books in there that they want people, and then, people bring back books. And actually,
it's a cute idea.
It's a cute idea, and I like it, but there are some communities which are idiotically against it, and I don't get it. So.
Well, I think we found one.
There's one outside my courthouse. It's shaped like the historic courthouse. It's pretty cool.
There you go.
I think we found one, Gray, that might slowly turn against it because it has brought them nothing but anger in recent days, because anger in God-fearing village after pornographic literature was placed in library. May 1st, 2021.
Okay. Okay. I'm all for a porn prank, okay? Like sticking a porn sticker on the inside of somebody's locker. Okay? But there are little kids that open these things.
Yeah, come on, man.
Go on, Trade. Let's hear the rest of the article.
Okay, so a God-fearing village was shocked when a prankster put pornographic literature in its community library. The mystery filthmonger dropped the adult materials in a wooden box for Cornholm residents in West Yorkshire to swap books.
Oh my god.
You get that name? You get it? You with me?
I heard the name, and I can't hear it as anything but cornhole.
Yeah. Don't know if I have to censor that or not, but there it is.
No, you don't.
Oh,
No, you don't. Technically, it's a game.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It's called cornholing.
Hey, you can't blame me for being paranoid about this shit. YouTube is fucking anal about this.
Let's move on from YouTube.
Yeah, the NSFW donations infuriated one local who blasted the anonymous resident before slamming a neighboring village. The enraged resident wrote in a note that was put inside the mini window, "Libraries, stop bringing copies of pornographic literature in here. Cornholm is a godly Christian community. If this filth appeals to you, we recommend that you relocate to the cesspit that is Hebden Bridge."
Oh,
that's just rude.
That's no. Get your pretentious Christian butt out of here.
Sorry, I should have said that in a more appropriate voice. "If this filth appeals to you, we recommend that you relocate to that cesspit that is the Hebden Bridge." This is
I can see being upset about that. I can see that. Okay, but
I mean, just like you don't need to slam your neighboring. You don't need to slam your neighboring village. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. So, of course, the note has since gone viral, having been posted over 15,000 times on Twitter, and eliciting several responses from people eager to learn more about the drama. "I like the sound of Hebden Bridge," one person wrote. Another joke was, "I had no idea Hebden Bridge was such a scumbag. So I was considering leaving London. Much as I fail in rural areas, nothing but support for the militantly odd cesspit of Hebden Bridge," someone else said. The note has since been taken down. In response to his town being slated, Hebden Bridge councillor John Fenton Glynn posted a humorous tweet on Twitter. He thanked Cornholm residents for their assistance in supporting the city. "As the Hebden Bridge councillor, I'd like to thank the people of Cornholm for helping with our marketing campaign. Please check out our local independent shops. If the cess gets too much, we have a soap shop. Cornholm's also lovely. What it lacks in cess, it makes up for in nice pubs."
There you go.
Well done, councillor. Well done. Let's see. Cornholm is a former mill town with a population of just 1,600 people. That's
pretty freaking small.
Yeah, it's
that's I don't even count that as a town.
Tiny ass fucking town. The things that people will get upset about. It's a book, it's in a library, yeah, it's pornographic, but if you don't like it, you don't have to read it.
Well, again, it's one of those that any kid could come by and grab it. So I kind of agree with Gray. It wasn't cool, but neither was like raising this big a stink over it. It's a town of 1,600 people. You know exactly who did it.
Yeah, come on.
If you don't,
There's
you'll
no
know
hiding
soon.
that. If it's one of the teenagers, they're gonna brag, and you're gonna know who did it.
Yeah.
Okay? Right. Just discipline the little shit. Oh my god.
Word will spread fast in a town this small.
Yep.
Oh,
is this the same kind of town that Outlaws dancing to?
Yeah, right? No. Well, I mean, they are Catholic, so possibly.
Speaking of teenagers, we move on to a, this is the epitome of pettiness. This is the epitome of high school pettiness. Oh dear. So you all remember homecoming back in high school?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah. I stayed home.
Yeah, I think I did too. I don't remember shit. Prom, spring fling. Well, I attended spring fling back in like middle school or some shit, but other than that, I don't. I'm an antisocial person. I don't like big gatherings like that, especially when it's celebrating a place that I didn't like. Amongst people I didn't like. Well, apparently... So, With the homecoming is, of course, the election for the homecoming king and queen.
Yes, because there's nothing more important to you than being elected homecoming king and queen of your high school.
Well, apparently, it was very important for one teenager. And now she's paying the piper for what she did to earn her crown. Florida teen charged as adult in rigged homecoming election.
Florida teen. Of course, Florida.
Yeah. Welcome to Pensacola, Florida, on May 4th, 2021. A Florida teen accused of rigging a homecoming election with her mother is being charged as an adult. Emily Rose Grover was still 17 when she was arrested in March. She turned 18 in April, and the state attorney's office in Escambia County confirmed Tuesday that Grover will be tried as an adult.
Yeah,
For
that's
stuffing
close
a
enough for the
homecoming
age.
ballot box? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a deeper look into this and see if we can find a reason as to why. Grover and her mother, Laura Rose Carroll, 50, faced multiple felony charges stemming from the October homecoming vote in Tate High School in Pensacola. While employed as an assistant principal in Bellevue Elementary School in the same county, that may have something to do with it.
Elementary school Bellevue?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Carol accessed the school district's internal system to cast fraudulent votes for her daughter so that she would win. Ah, there it is. Yeah, fucking around with the school district's internal system.
Repeat that last part. I dropped out for a second. Sorry.
Well, like I said, Grover's mother fucked around with the school district's internal system to cast fraudulent votes for her daughter so she would win.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Fucking around with the school district system is,
Yeah, but I mean, that's okay, so it's computer fraud in some fashion, but like, why are you charging your daughter with a felony? This is so stupid.
Yeah, just a bit.
It's not like she went in there to change her daughter's grades.
Let's take a closer look. The investigation began in November when the Escambia County School District reported unauthorized access into hundreds of student accounts, according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what she did. She logged in as each student from like an admin perspective or something, and then cast a vote.
Ooh, there it is. Clever, but also really fucking illegal.
Also really fucking easy to find. They're locked.
Investigators found
every student in this school seemed to log into this computer at least once, and this computer isn't student accessible.
Yeah, I mean, kind of obvious.
Investigators found that in October, hundreds of votes for the school's homecoming court were flagged as fraudulent. There were 117 votes from the same IP address within a short period of time.
Bing! What did I tell you? That's exactly what she did.
That's when investigators found evidence of unauthorized access to the system linked to Carol's cell phone and computers at her home.
Oh, okay.
God.
There it is.
She remotely logged into it because right there she has broken the Computer Abuse and Fraud Act.
Yeah.
Which means that she has committed a federal crime.
Yep.
So,
there were 246 votes cast for homecoming court from those devices. Multiple.
Great. Sorry. Just real quick, Gray, help me out with this because I don't know a white-collar computer law. Would she be charged with each individual act?
That would depend entirely on the judge in question. Okay? Because if the judge in question tells the prosecutor to separate them out, they'll separate them out. Okay? I've seen it done both ways. All right, to where they just lump them all together and say, no, we don't want to screw with this. It was one incident, okay, and we're going to treat it as one incident. Or, it's like how the copyright idiots get. Okay, they look at it and say, oh, you didn't do one, copyright infringement. You did 47 because you have 47 copyright infringed songs, each fit $100,000 a piece. So it really depends on what the court decides to do. Okay, it's a broad enough law, and that's one of the biggest problems with it. It's a broad enough law that it can be easily misinterpreted or interpreted any way.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
It's a bad law.
I haven't gotten to that section of my degree yet of white collar law.
Right.
Well, let's see. Multiple Tate students told investigators that Grover described using her mother's system Access or of watching her mother access records for years, the report said. Investigators learned that since August 2019, Carol's account accessed 372 high school records and 339 of those were Tate students. Investigators said Carol had district-level access of the school board's program. System users are required to change their password every 45 days, and Carol's annual training for the staff responsible use of guidelines for technology was up to date, the agency said.
So she was told what she was supposed to do. She knew what the laws were, and she still flaunted them.
Yep.
So that's a federal pound me in the ass prison.
Yep. So. Officials have confirmed that Carol was suspended from her job, but it wasn't immediately clear if she had been fired. Authorities said Grover was expelled from Tate High School. Each are charged with offenses against users of computers, computer systems, computer networks, and electronic devices, unlawful use of a two-way communications device, criminal use of personally identifiable information, and conspiracy to commit those offenses. Carol...
Yeah, see, if her daughter helped her with any of that, okay, that's why she has an adult charge.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. All right.
Carol remains free on a $6,000 bond, and Grover is free on $2,000 bond. Prosecutors said that the mother and daughter each face a maximum of 16 years in prison.
They're not going to get that.
They're not going to get that.
They're not.
They're not going to get that. And 16 years tells me that they're not using the Computer Abuse and Fraud Act, because the minimum for the Computer Abuse and Fraud Act is like 20 to 25 years. It's idiotic.
Yeah.
You hack somebody's screensaver password, and technically you've broken that law, and you can get 25 years. It's a bad law, badly designed, and it's just stupid.
Mm-hmm. This is just stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All of this because you wanted a shiny crown for one night. I'm just gonna put this right out there, right here and now. Who gives a fuck if you were high school prom king and queen?
Go watch A Boy and His Dog, people. That'll show you where high school prom queens end up.
Yeah.
To be honest, like there are some people who give a big load of shit about that even like years afterwards.
Oh God,
it's really pathetic.
It's really sad.
It's
really sad, and they have like they'll have like a case in their living room. Okay, easily in view in their living room of like every trophy they've ever got. Okay, and it's just, oh my God, how can you do that? There are better things in life.
High school is 4 years of your life. It's shit. No one gives a goddamn fuck about it after the fact. You know, when I went to my high school reunion, my 15 year, I only went because, well, it was an invitation to go drink. And I said, well, maybe I'll meet some of the other friends from high school that I didn't keep track of, like the ones I go out and hang out with on the regular nowadays, because they're all my friends from high school. And I went over there to see who was around, and the one person I met who I was really happy to see, I was astounded because this girl ended up with 2 doctorates. And I was like, holy shit, nice. You are working. God damn, girl. She's like, yeah, and I forgot what she was doing. I think she was teaching at this point. But she's like, yeah, it's been pretty fun. I'm like, so why did you bother showing up here? It's like, I just wanted to see what everyone else was doing. Everyone else there was drinking to forget.
This is why I never went.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had like several of them since I've been out of high school. I never went to them. And Mrs. Greymane always wanted to go, and I'm like, I don't want to. Well, I don't want to go alone. Well,
yeah, but the thing was,
by the way,
people who went are like it was clear they never grew up because they married their high school sweetheart, had a bunch of kids, and I could just tell that they were reveling in the chance to go out, drink, and hang out and pretend it was still high school for the chance to get away from the kids. And I'm
Well,
like,
of course.
here my friends and I are. Most of us don't have college degrees. This one girl does. She has 2 doctorates, but the 4 of us all together are far more happy with our lives. Because, like, yeah, I don't have a degree, but I'm working good. I'm not, homeless. And I was almost homeless, but I'm working solid and blah, blah, blah. Look at me. I'm in great shape because they saw me. They're like, holy crap, man, you lost weight. I'm like, yeah, I did. And so many of the dads got like this gut. And I'm like, well, kids will do that to you.
Yeah.
The song High School Never Ends from Bowling for Soup, or Bowling for Soup is
Bowling
not
for
correct.
Is not correct. And they're just like, they seem so sad. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
Look at these people.
I've not seen an invitation for a high school reunion on my end, and I don't think I'll ever respond to one if it ever comes.
When'd you graduate?
That was back in, I believe, 2013.
Yours not come up yet. You won't get one until like the 15-year.
Well, either way, I'm not going to respond because it's a parade of losers.
1989 fall.
I know for a fact that if I were to go, I'm going to see a whole bunch of losers that never grew up. Just like you described.
I mean, it'll be exactly like mine. So, guys, people in high school, if you're listening to us, shame for one, but 2, if you are in high school and listening to us, let me give you a little piece of advice. Who cares? No one's going to give a fucking shit about it. The only people who are ever going to care about your high school life is if you want to go work for the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason they're going to do that is because they want to really look into your past. That's it.
And in the end, they really won't care either.
Yeah.
So,
they're going to look and see if you've done anything stupid, criminally stupid in your youth. Them and the federal government, if you're looking to work as in like high-level security or security positions or intelligence positions. That's the only time they're ever going to look into your high school past. That's it.
Nuclear reactor
care. The only people that will give a fuck about your high school existence are your employers, and they'll ask, "Did you get a degree?"
Yeah.
This is depressing me from 1989. So let's move on.
Let's move on to our final softcore article, and this. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord. I kind of want to share this with my mother because she is a coupon fanatic. Like,
oh, she's one of those coupon warriors.
Let me put it like this. I don't have to worry about shampoo for the next 10 years.
Do you have a separate room which is nothing but supplies?
We're not that far yet, but I'm literally like the room I'm sitting in right now, like all I have to do is open the door and there are shelves, like there's normal stuff. It's a supply closet and there's food and stuff, but down below there is enough shampoo to last me until Kingdom Come.
There's still time until it takes over its own separate room, not a closet, because the closet is okay, until it takes over its own separate room or takes over the garage, okay, or something like that. There is still time for an intervention.
I wish I could say the same for these fuckers, because these fuckers, oh, they wanted to cheat the system, and cheated they did. Virginia Beach.
You call it successfully cheating since they got caught.
Well, they cheated for a while, and you're gonna see how long a while. Virginia Beach couple pleads guilty to $31 million fake coupon scam.
Damn.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach, huh?
Did they use it, for the polish for their balls? Okay, because that's pretty goddamn ballsy.
That's brass levels there.
May 2nd, 2021. Let's take a look. A couple from Virginia Beach pleaded guilty to multiple federal charges for running a counterfeit coupon scheme that cost retailers more than $31 million. Prosecutors said that Lori Ann Tallins, 41,
and her husband, Pacifico Talons, 43, created over 13,000 fake coupons from 2017 to 2020. I have no idea why I said 2022. My brain
not
is
there yet.
My brain is stupid tonight. But wait.
Pacifico?
Yeah, Pacifico.
Yes.
But yeah, this went on from 2017 to 2020, and they sold these coupons to people online. Officials said that Lori Ann did most of the work, while her husband was aware of the scheme and assisted her with administrative tasks. When federal agents raided the couple's home, they confiscated more than $1 million worth of fake coupons. They were also accused of defrauding the government for applying for Medicaid and... Gray?
No, I'm still here.
Sorry, I heard you responding to something.
Well, no, I was going to say, so it sounds like they made the coupons, but they didn't get a chance to use them all.
No, they were selling them.
They were selling them online.
They were selling them. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
They were selling them online for the last 3 years. 4 years, actually. 4 years. These defendants orchestrated a nationwide scheme to make and sell counterfeit coupons, which defrauded businesses out of more than $31 million, said Raj Parekh, acting U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Counterfeiting coupons harms the entire retail industry and causes financial loss to customers, businesses, and the economy. As this case demonstrates, those who use illegal get-rich-quick schemes to deceive others will be brought to justice. Lori-Ann pleaded guilty to wire fraud, mail fraud, and healthcare fraud and faces up to 50 years in prison.
Jesus.
Pacifico faces up to 20.
You don't... This is... just because of the amount...
Ooh, great.
This is large-scale fraud, okay?
Ooh.
Hello?
There you go.
You're doing better now. But yeah,
okay.
No, this is large-scale fraud. At the same time, though, I kind of feel like there is a bit of a disparity between
the sentencing and the...
Yeah.
I mean, as a man who works in the legal system, we don't actually see much white-collar crime coming through my courthouse, to be honest.
These remind me of the guys that went and created fake UPC codes where you would plaster the UPC code over the actual object UPC code, and instead of scanning as a $200 Blu-ray player, which at the time it was like DVD players, that was just a long time ago, it would scan as like a $5 toaster. So it's the same kind of thing. I mean, they're making these fraudulent stuff for other people though, so it's one step up from the standard fraudster who's just trying to get his stuff for free.
Yeah.
That's just man, it really is. It's just idiotic.
$31 million worth of coupons.
Even if they wrote on every coupon, for educational purposes only, for entertainment. Okay, even if they wrote that on every coupon, it would still fail the test because there's no reason to make those for entertainment.
No, not at all.
It would fail a litmus test. Wow, it's just 30 million. Wow, that's staggering. I mean, that's a lot of coupons.
How do they benefit from it?
Well, essentially, the people have to buy these. Like, it's basically like they say, if you buy this packet, like you got to buy like a packet of coupons to get the actual.
This packet of coupons will get you guaranteed deals.
Yeah, essentially, it's like, if you give us like $50, we'll be giving, but you're honestly getting a savings of like $150 in groceries.
Right, exactly.
I forgot for a minute that they were actually selling these things.
Yeah, no, and in all fairness, the people buying these, aren't necessarily bad people. Okay,
no, they're not. But they should have known better.
In some ways, yeah, they should have known better. If it says like, up to 80% off on items, yeah, no, that's a scam, people.
Yeah, the coupon community is pretty. I don't want to exaggerate and say it's hardcore, man, but they go to great lengths to get.
Oh my god, we had a whole TV show about it.
Yeah. Like my mother, I love her to death. She comes home and she comes home after doing extreme couponing and getting another layer of fucking shampoos to put on the shelves, and she goes, "They paid me to get this," because she used so many coupons that she's getting money back.
And that is how the system works. If you do it right and you keep track of all your math, because it's math based, okay, you can get them to pay you money for the product that they're selling to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
You
the
can
thing,
get a
though.
refund.
For anyone out there listening who's thinking about this, I just want to warn you guys. In order to actually get to the level that Trade's mom wants to be at, this is even more than a full-time job. This is to the level that it becomes to be a professional fantasy football player.
This is correct. This is something that if you are a full-time housewife or house husband, okay, because both do it, you would spend approximately a good 9 hours a day sorting, organizing, and planning your coupons and doing all the math.
And then on top of that, you have to not only plan the math, sort the coupons, make sure you're getting into the right store. You got to get to the right store on the right time. It is an insane amount of work and effort.
It's a life.
Yeah, it's a life. So, and when I tell you about those people who like do the whole like professional fantasy football player, they are like mathematicians, and they take things into account like the wind, the wind speed that day that's being played, or the weather, or the way that the stadium,
the moisture count in the air. Okay.
Yeah, or the way that the stadium affects the wind as it's blowing across the breeze. So do not take this lightly. If you want to get into this and become this professional couponer, be prepared to know a fair amount of math and to basically revolve your entire life around this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're gonna spend all of your waking extra hours, okay, besides doing maintenance stuff and maybe watching some TV shows at night, sorting coupons, organizing crap, and you have to have a place to store all this stuff.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope. I've seen it.
It is. And I can easily see this falling into either obsessive compulsive crap. Okay, I only have 9 of those. I need another one, and then you get 9 more. Where it's a spiral, or hoarder stuff where I need to make room, but I can't throw anything away. I got all this stuff for free. It's just bad. It's just like any obsession. It's bad. It really is.
Mm.
So be very careful, please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And on that informative note, it's time to take our second music break for the evening, and as always, it gets worse from here on out.
It always gets worse.
We've got more idiots. We've got more idiots to talk about. But we'll talk about them in just a moment. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Which we don't have any. Fucking Christ. We'll be right back with Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio. All fandom, all the time, except when Gray's battery is dying.
Yeah, don't rubberise that. No, just don't.
Welcome back once more, everyone, to Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio, all fandom, all the time. It's time to start the hardcore material. And we're starting with Burger King.
That's too bad. I like Burger King.
Burger King's not too bad.
Burger King's not too bad. Is it the Creepy King? I mean, is that what we're doing?
Oh no. We're more
No,
talking
okay.
about the people who go through the Burger King. The people who...
Oh, no.
Well, you'll see. Woman, 77, hurled Whopper and racial slurs.
Is this in Florida? Is this in Florida again?
Yeah.
Of course it is. Because of course it is.
May
Woman
4th.
hurled Whopper and racist. Okay. All right.
May 4th, a 77-year-old retiree who was upset about the thickness of the tomato on her Whopper allegedly threw the sandwich at a Burger King employee and spewed racial slurs at the worker.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things, people. This is how it works.
Investigators say Judith Black became unruly Friday evening at a Burger King near her home in The Villages, where Floridians go to die. Actually, it's the sprawling retirement community billed as the Sunshine State's friendliest hometown.
Yeah.
Methinks not.
Oh.
Black.
I'm sorry, but you don't put a bunch of retirees together, okay, and expect it to be friendly, because that's not how it works.
No. Black was dismayed with the tomato on her Whopper sandwich, so says the police report, though it does not specify whether the accused sought more or less tomato. Black took her complaint to the restaurant's front counter, where she allegedly began yelling at a female employee. The worker told police that she explained to Black that unless her harangue ceased, she would not be able to help with the tomato issue. Then, when the employee turned her back, Black threw the Whopper, striking the worker below her neck with the sandwich.
Assault by Whopper. I love it.
Yeah. And then, cops allege that Black then proceeded to tell the worker, "Shut up, you black bitch!" And, that's only the tip of the iceberg. She also allegedly used the N-word after exiting the Burger King with her husband.
I feel so sorry for her husband.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, yeah.
When police later questioned Black about the recent Burger King incident, she reportedly admitted striking the worker with the Whopper, explaining that she was upset about the thickness of the tomato on her sandwich and confronted the victim at the counter. Cops say Black also admitted that she called the employee, well, a variety of things I'm not going to say on YouTube or anywhere. Witness interviews and store surveillance footage corroborated the employee's account of her interaction with Black, as well as the customer's use of racial slurs. Normally, a hamburger attack would result in the alleged assailant being charged with misdemeanor battery, but since Black allegedly used racist language, the battery count was reclassified as a felony. Florida statutes allow for such an enhancement if the defendant evidences prejudice while committing an offense.
I'm actually shocked that's on the books, considering who the governor is.
Yeah, a little surprised that's got to be like a legacy law from before he took over.
Yeah.
Also, come on, how many food articles have we had where somebody goes ape because their food isn't right? Okay, what the hell?
Yeah, you don't have to be a dick about it. Let me tell you about the last time I went to Burger King. They were out of the Impossible Whopper patties, so I got a spicy chicken sandwich, and I said, can you give me with cheese, no pickles, and none of that, and, spicy chicken crispy sandwich, no pickles, with cheese. And so I get it, and they gave me everything I wanted, except, like, I opened the bag, and there is just buffalo and ranch sauce everywhere. It is just... It's like they slap, shove. There was no care.
Yeah.
No care whatsoever given to my sandwich. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So you know what I did, folks? I went back and I went inside and I said, guys, come on. and I opened the bag and they looked at it. The cashier looked at it and was like, "Oh my God." And she turned around and I don't remember the guy's name, and even if I did, I wouldn't say it on air. She turned around and said, "What the fuck?"
Jeff! You asshole!
I think this happened a few times that night. So
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, but I mean, Shirley got the right of it though. You don't go ape. Okay, here's the thing: restaurants, for the most part, unless you're going to try and scam a free meal, okay, will do everything they can to make it right. That's how they keep their customers. Okay, so you need to do everything you can, keep your cool, and not be a dick.
Yeah,
Okay?
come on.
I mean, this is idiotic. It's food. Yes, okay. If they get your food wrong and it's an allergy thing, okay, and your life is threatened, I get that. Okay, I get being upset about that. Okay, but you can take it back and say, hey, I have an allergy to this. Please remake my food, and 99% of them will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but even if it's just I don't like pickles, okay, because I personally don't. Okay. And if I get something with pickles on it, I take it back and say, hey, you know what? I don't want pickles. I asked for no pickles. Could you please, make another one that has no pickles? And invariably, one of two things happens: either they take my sandwich, take it in the back, take the pickles off, and don't tell me. Okay, that's some of the big M locations do that, and then or they remake the item. Okay, it does. This is. We have more important things to get upset about than your burger was made wrong.
Yeah, come on.
Hell, even then, like if they leave mayo on my Impossible Whopper, I just pull off the bun, I get a napkin, and I scrape as much of it as I can off.
Yeah,
I don't even go to that level. The only reason I went in there is because, again, I couldn't hold this chicken sandwich without like getting completely covered in sauce. And here I am in my patrol car, and I'm like, I can't eat this.
Yeah.
I'll make a mess.
Yeah, it's there's only one of them that really gets it wrong for me on a regular basis, and that's Burger King. They will always seem to forget something out of the order. Okay, they'll either forget to take the pickles off my sandwich or not put them on, or they'll forget my toppings, and I'll get a full-blown Whopper with everything on it. It's like, but it's still, I look at that and go, all right, one, they're not paying them a living wage for the most part. Two, okay, it's just food. Okay, you are privileged to get that food. Okay, in this country. All right, you are. Okay, because there's a lot of places that don't have that. And if you can buy a Whopper, okay, you should be privileged to not complain about it unless there's something really, really bad. And definitely don't blow.
Great Gray's reminding me of something. There are starving kids in Africa right now.
It was China for us.
Yeah.
Anywho, there are kids in China starving. No, they really weren't at the time.
Anywho,
we need to shed all this legacy in the society. We really do.
So we move on from an article about a woman throwing things out to a woman putting things in. I believe this is an update on a case that we covered before on a previous episode.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We have an inmate who hid gun in her body cavity getting 10 years.
Oh, good.
This happened April 28th. A Missouri woman has been sentenced to 10 years in prison after pleading guilty to smuggling a loaded gun that was hidden in her body cavity into a county jail. During a circuit court hearing last week, Amy Wilhite, 39, copped to a felony indictment charging her with delivery or concealment of the weapon, a small .22 caliber revolver that was fully loaded with 5 rounds. I hope the safety was
Yeah, no,
What
we
caliber?
determined
What caliber revolver was it, Trade?
.22.
22. Yeah, 22.
Oh, 22 caliber, possibly. But if it's that small, I doubt it. That it even
Yeah,
had,
I don't think
that it even had a safety.
Right.
Anyway, there's more to this. You don't just get 10 years for trying to smuggle contraband into a jail.
Oh, let's take a look. In a plea deal, Willett was sentenced to serve a decade in the custody, of the Missouri Department of Corrections. She is currently being held at the Women's Eastern Reception, Diagnostic, and Correctional Center, a state intake facility. Willett, who has previously done stretches in state prison, was arrested on February 14th on gun and narcotics charges and booked into the Boone County Jail in Columbia. An initial search of Willett by Columbia Police Department officers failed to locate the 4.6-ounce North American Arms revolver stashed in her
There it
body
is
orifice.
Nothing. That revolver is very popular for this.
A pat search at the jail was followed by a strip search, neither of which detected the 4-inch firearm. Willett was in the county lockup for 17 days before jailers discovered the gun, which was wrapped in plastic among her possessions. In a probable cause statement, investigators alleged that Willett had, quote, removed the firearm from her body and concealed it within her personal belongings, end quote. During questioning at the jail, Willett admitted possessing the firearm, but claimed, quote, she was only holding it for another female detainee, end quote.
This isn't mine.
This ain't mine, this for a friend.
Well, the thing is, sweetheart, they don't care. You still
they don't.
smuggled it into the fucking jail.
Yeah. Fellow inmates, however, in Willett's housing unit, quote, all stated Amy was in possession of the firearm. In addition to copping to the gun smuggling charge, Willett pleaded guilty on April 19th to the felony drug and weapons counts for which she was originally arrested. She was ordered to serve 5 years on each conviction, with the sentences to run concurrently with the 10-year prison term.
Okay. So maybe she's a repeat offender. Maybe that's why she's getting.
Probably. So yeah, nice to see the occasional update for this article. Just,
it's nice to get updates. I love hearing back about our idiots.
About these crazy folk.
Yeah. Just why do women try to smuggle things like guns, knives, and drugs in their cavities?
Because for the longest time, okay, it was impolite to search there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it just wouldn't happen, period. Like, if a woman was taken into jail, they'd get a strip search, but they would never get a cavity search. And then they started having to do that.
Right.
Wonder why.
My boss used to work at the detention center at the local jail, and he would absolutely, he'd do intake. He'd run a metal detector over them pretty much every square inch, and then he would, if he found something, he'd be like, do you have anything? If they insisted no, he'd call a female officer. I was like, need a strip search. And if they said, well, we can't find anything, but we're still detecting something, it's like, all right, time to cavity search.
Yep. Rubber glove snap.
One wrong move, though. One wrong move, and that gun that doesn't have a safety goes.
It's got to be pointing in one particular direction.
Yeah.
So, you reach in there and pull the trigger by accident.
If it's a 22, that's going to bounce around all your soft tissue and just kind of shred your insides.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It'll bounce around all over your ribs.
Yep.
This is known.
Well, on a more comedic note, we got our penultimate article for tonight. Well, they say that good fences make good neighbors. Well, if this fence that this man has built is any indication, his neighbors must be shit. Man builds wall of manure over property line dispute with neighbor.
There is a name for this fence. It is called a fight fence. That is an actual thing. Go look it up. their spite houses too. But yeah, continue.
April 29th, 2021. A dispute over a property line between two southeast Michigan neighbors has led to one of those neighbors pettily constructing a 250-foot long wall of manure.
Oh my god.
This wall, which the
250
constructor
feet.
dubbed a compost fence when he spoke to the local news, separates the pair and also makes life miserable for tenants in a nearby guest house.
Compost fence. There's another one that needs polish for his ball.
Mm-hmm.
He really does.
Wayne Lamberth, the owner of the adjacent property, says that his neighbor usually spreads cow manure along his field, but now he's changed that approach and instead stacks manure in a successful effort to convey his anger over a property line dispute that occurred last year. Lamberth's grandfather reportedly developed the farm 100 years ago, but a debate over where each neighbor's land starts and ends bled all the way into 2020. The manure line makes life awful for residents of a rental house that sits next to the property line. Worse yet, local officials say there's nothing they can do, since the turds lay on the disgruntled farmer's property.
Do you wanna rent your manure B&B?
It's just a shit
Oh
pile
my
over
God.
there, Jayden Schwartzel, one of the people who lives in the guest house, said. Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The other person who...
You know what?
Oh, sorry, Gray, go
Big
on.
kudos. I'm sorry. Big kudos to this guy because this is a modern spite fence. Okay, and
Yeah.
you know what? It's well done. I got to admit.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is absolutely beautiful.
I even took one for the team and saw the video of the news covering this, and it did come from Faux News.
Faux news.
Yeah, came from Faux News. And I just saw that it's an impressive sight, and it's just hell. I can't imagine living in a house that is just adjacent to a poop fence, and every morning as you wake up, you just imagine the fucking like dee 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 dee. Just the fucking smell.
It's funny you say that, but pig farms can smell worse.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm certain. But when there's a
top 3 nastiest farm animals: pigs, chickens, and goats.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Like, I don't even have to take your word for it on in regards to chickens, because I don't know if I mentioned this on the previous episode. I had a fucking chicken in my front yard, shat on our driveway.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Anywho,
lure the chicken inside. Get some chicken diapers.
Yeah. The other person who lives there, Coin Gatto. Yeah, Coin, Coyne. I'll just say Gatto. They explained why this is a problem, saying, it's like you can't leave the window open. The whole upstairs will smell like it. Faux News' reporter also approached the farmer with his neighbor's grievances. As they wrote of his reaction, quote, he responded something inaudible about not liking the price of milk before he got back to work on his farm.
Oh. That's classic. Just gonna brush it off and not say anything about it. Ignore the reporters. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they literally just walk up to him as he's going by on, like, I think it was either a tractor or a golf cart, and like he just says, "Price of milk." Pardon me. Price of milk. Just goes away. Oh, that is a special kind of spite. That is.
There's, I can do you one better. I forgot exactly where it was, but There's this guy who was he was a pretty decent guy, a good businessman. He made himself a fair amount of money. He got himself a wife who really only cared about, his money. And he found out that she was cheating on him, so they filed for divorce. But she found a new sugar daddy, and he decided just to spite. He bought the house right next door to the guy that she left him for, and then he put up this sculpture in his backyard facing their bedroom window, a giant gold middle finger.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. And then there was the guy who, his wife, okay, that they split up, they had a divorce, okay, and one of the things that she insisted was that if he gets to keep the house, he has to build her one exactly like it. And what he did is he found nearby swamp land and built the house in exactly the center of the swamp land. 100% in the center, it's a perfect replica of the house. It's just parked right in the middle of the fucking swamp. Spite houses are pretty fun read. Go and read up on
spite,
them.
just spite anything.
Houses,
I mean, there's an entire freaking subreddit for it.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm sorry, QD in our Discord chat, QD Hazen popped in with the Jurassic Park meme. That's a lot of shit.
And that line can only be read by Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, on that note, it's time. It's time for the last article. It's time for us to not be happy anymore. It's time for us to get angry at a couple of dumb motherfuckers.
Oh, okay. All right. What do we got for the last article of the evening?
Well, this is somewhat related to the last time I got pissed off, because while things are admittedly getting better with the introduction of vaccines, get your vaccinations, we are still living in a pandemic world. We still have the human malware. So
Yes,
we still have to wear masks because herd immunity, assholes.
Yeah.
But there are still fucking people who want to get past the system.
Yep.
I never thought that I would ever have to report on something that came from India, but here we are.
Well, India right now, sadly, is the biggest hot zone for the malware. They've gone to like 400,000 infections a day.
20,665,148. That is what the website I'm on tells me.
I will be very surprised if they don't outmatch our death count.
Yeah.
I will be very surprised.
Now, what could possibly have happened? What could these dumb motherfuckers have done to bypass the system? Well, foreign influencers slammed for painting mask on face to enter Bali supermarket.
Oh, God. Why? I mean, the amount of effort it takes to do that. What?
It takes less effort to put the mask on you.
I mean, unless it's goopy enough paint to where it's going to plug your nose and your lips, okay, that's not anywhere even remotely to be effective. So,
yeah, and I mean,
the point is not to be effective. The point is to fool some motherfucker into thinking that you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Why?
Because these are dumb motherfuckers who think, I don't have to wear a mask. Okay.
I don't want to wear a mask. Oh, it's so stupid.
Wear your mask.
Yeah. Be prepared, folks. This is another one where Trade's going to get angry. So if you want to duck out now, thanks for listening. Two Instagram influencers, Josh Pallerlin and Leah Say, are facing a backlash as the video of the duo where Lin used makeup to paint the appearance of a blue surgical mask onto Say's face instead of using an original mask to enter a supermarket in Bali, Indonesia, goes viral. The two are now facing the possibility of deportation for the video.
Good.
which they say was a prank played out only for the entertainment of their followers.
Go fuck yourself. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, look, motherfuckers, you are in the newest, biggest hotspot for the COVID-19 flu, okay, or the illness.
The pandemic.
Pandemic. You are in a place where there are lines of people outside the hospitals desperate to get their family members into a bed and on a ventilator.
Right, and they're running out of oxygen, among other things.
They're not only just running out of beds, they're running out of oxygen. And you think it's funny to do this as a joke?
Yeah.
This is not a prank.
Go fuck yourself.
This is not a prank. This is something done for clout.
Well, they are Instagram influencers, so,
Fucking influencers. I fucking hate influencers.
That word can go away. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, that's a marketing word, and that needs to go away. All right?
It is a marketing word. There's an entire small area, a small neighborhood in Hollywood that YouTube has bought, and all they do is just give these influencers, like they give them these houses, and they say, live in it, do your videos in it, so that people will think you're amazingly ballin' and like rich. Okay? Because that feeds the algorithm, that gives us advertisers, that makes us money. That is their entire job, so they can go themselves every which way. This is not how you are. This is not how you human, okay? This is not how you human.
No. So, the viral video shows them trying to enter a local supermarket in Bali. Leia was stopped by a security guard at the entrance because she was not wearing a mask. Josh and Leia returned to their car, where Josh proceeded to paint a face mask on Leia's face. Later, the duo was allowed inside as the painted face mask did look somewhat like a real mask, complete with white straps, as long as Say didn't open her mouth. Did you notice, no one's actually looking at you? Lynn is heard in the video. Exactly, because it looks real, the woman replied. No one noticed, even the security. I can't believe this works! Lynn continued bragging about the stunt while the woman laughed.
The sad fact, irritating, and makes me really, really angry about it, is that people are going to imitate this. Okay? People are going to imitate this, and enough of them are going to get away with this that they think it's okay. Okay? And this is just idiotic. I mean, come on, people.
So fucking stupid. Right.
Oh.
So although the video was taken down after Josh and Leia faced severe backlash for potentially putting other shoppers at risk, Nila Jilantic, I apologize for mispronouncing that, a Balinese designer and politician, reposted the video to call the influencers out for their prank. These two people don't have empathy. In fact, making COVID-19 a joke, slammed the politician. Don't let them step on Bali's dignity. They said that while tagging the immigration office to take strict action against them. Josh and Leia briefly made their Instagram accounts private after the backlash. On Friday...
I think.
Yeah, I wonder why. On Friday, Josh posted a video where he and Leia formally apologized for the stunt alongside their attorney. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. They look so fucking drained of their potential charisma.
Therefore, we have to get our attorney on video. Yeah, that's yeah. They know they screwed up.
Yeah. Josh and Leia are now facing the possibility of deportation. According to Coconuts Bali, Indonesian immigration confirmed that their passports have been seized, adding that a decision on deportation would be finalized after Public Order Agency, Satpol PP officers, questioned the influencers.
Yeah, they could even end up in a Bali prison. They could. And, you know what? That's life in another country. If you're not a native of that country, or even if you are a native of that country, you obey their laws. and you don't do stupid stuff. So, it's what it is. I will be unapologetically chipper if something happens to you. I mean, I'll be blunt. I lost people on this pandemic. Okay, I lost a very, very good long-term friend. You know, it was a remote friend, but still a very, very good long-term friend. Okay, due to the pandemic. All right, and you have people like this being an asshole. No, thank you.
Folks, I know this show is mainly used for laughs. I know that we stay away from politics and all that shit, but let's take off the clown makeup here. No pun intended. And
no, you had to mention
let's take off the veneer of comedy and have a proper sit down. All right. Like I said, things are getting better. We have vaccination. The CDC has told us that we can wear masks. We can take off our masks in small groupings. Things are improving. It's not gone. It's still here. The pandemic, COVID-19, it's still here.
It's still killing people.
It's still killing people. It's still making them sick.
And we're still getting a huge amount of disinformation that's making the situation worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long will it take for you dumb motherfuckers to realize that this shit is real? This shit is lethal. And this shit is nothing to make fun about.
Yep.
That's why for the longest time I put this show on hiatus before the YouTube iteration, saying that, oh, I don't want to cover the news that's mostly COVID-19 because, you know, everyone's sick and tired of hearing about it. Well, I think it's time to keep talking about it.
Yep.
Because I'm pissed off. Because you motherfuckers are out there painting your faces up to look like you're wearing a mask because I don't want to wear it because it's uncomfortable. It's got the 5G. I look stupid. You think any of us want to wear a fucking mask? You think any of us want to do it? No, we don't. All of us want to return to normalcy. But guess what? We have to wear the mask. You know why? Yep. Because it keeps us alive.
It keeps other people alive.
I want to live more than I want to be normal. And I know that all the smart motherfuckers listening out there, they want to as well. And all you dumb motherfuckers that are just like, oh, here goes the millennials again, getting on their soapbox and talking about wearing the 5G poison headgear. You can go fuck yourselves. All right? Go fuck yourselves. Because I'm sick and tired of picking up on news articles about you dumb motherfuckers trying to find a way to surpass the system. I'm sorry. This is why I save this for the end. Because you dumb motherfuckers do this to me. Sorry. Alright. That's it for this episode of Trademark's Trainwreck. I promise next time I won't get angry at shit. I promise. So long as all of you promise to stay safe out there. Wear your masks. Get your vaccinations. Don't listen to Tom Tucker and all the idiots out there. Just be safe. Be smart. Get vaccinated. That's it for this episode of Trademark's Trainwreck, a show featured on Celestia Radio, off Animal all the time. With me here today has been Sherlock.
Yep, good evening, y'all.
And Greymane, who we wish the best of luck as he gets his surgery done.
Yes, I'm having the toe cut tomorrow, and after that, it'll be Nine-Toed Greymane and the Dog of Doom.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, I needed that reference. Right. As always, folks, thank you for listening. Our theme song was made by Marivex, and our title card was made by Court Awesome. You can find their social media, our social media, and all the links to all the articles we discussed in the description below on the YouTube iteration. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and all that good old YouTube garbage. My name is Trademark, and good night.